or hint towards you.
What do you want?
Is it
you want it that way? You want it this way?
Yeah, which way is it pointing?
I want it that way. Tell me why.
Ain't
broke out in song. But a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way.
Okay. All right. Well, we know what's going on
that's
in the opening of this one.
Oh my God! Yes.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen around the world, boys and girls. You are now tuned into the Sooper Friends Podcast with your host, Super VEGA, which happens to be me, alongside the super amazing CHET.
Hey, it's CHET.
And the Rock Revolution, the APB, the Alpha Protocol of the evening, L, the Incredible Folk.
Senpai, notice me.
So before we start the show, L, do you have any idea what those three things have in common?
I have no clue.
So they all made the top 13 list of worst things from last generation.
Really?
Yes.
You're talking about APB Reloaded.
APB the game.
The MMO.
All points.
Hold on a second. Are you telling me that you didn't like Alpha Protocol?
No, I thought Alpha Protocol was freaking amazing. It was a broken to shit game.
No, it absolutely was broken as shit.
It was good in concept. Like, this is a great dream, but this is a terrible product.
Terrible. You mean the game that looks like it was back from the 90s?
Yes.
You mean the one that looked like it was back from the 90s? Like
the one that looks like it deserves to be next to Time Crisis in an arcade.
Yes, very. It looked like the game was in production in the 90s, got unfunded, defunded, whatever you want to say, and then they picked it back up in the late 2010s, but then decided, you know what, we're just going to pick it up from here. We're not going to redo the engine.
No, you sound like you're talking about Duke Nukem Forever. We're talking about Alpha Protocol.
I'm sorry. They're both
completely
terrible.
different
They're
games.
both terrible. I'm sorry, they're both terrible. So just all blend. Terribleness.
Oh, man. So we have some news, right? Well, a lot of news.
A lot of news.
So first of all, I think, carrying on with what we started with, let's go with the obvious one. More bad news for Batman Arkham Knight, I believe.
I know, at the rate they're going, they're going to end up on the top 14 list for of this generation.
I mean, we already...
alongside Xbox's abysmal performance in Japan.
So, they already started...
Xbox sells everywhere else, so it's fine.
They already started with...
it's like saying cocaine sells everywhere else.
Cocaine sells everywhere. No, that's everywhere. Cocaine sells everywhere, man.
Batman PC issues for the world. Apparently, a source says that Warner Bros. Knew about the terrible condition of Batman PC version.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let's put this into context, though. They launched the game, saying this is good for launch, and then they pulled it from the Steam store in about 2 days. So, I think we're officially looking at the first unreleased game. Like, essentially, oh yes, we've decided not to sell the game we decided to sell. What we're gonna do is we're gonna hit our release date, and then we're gonna go back on it and actually finish it. We're gonna do the opposite of what Rockstar does.
And instead of pushing our release date back any further, we're gonna give you this. And if you don't like it,
we're gonna take it back.
Yup, there you go.
That's kind of what we're doing with this podcast. Here you go.
God, here you go.
You guys don't like it? Well, give it back then.
Flop it out. There you go. Take it.
Just throw it all on.
That's what you get.
And after all this, now we're getting news that, as you said, some play testers and some devs, or I guess not devs, some of the publishers already knew it was a bad build. So it's like an anonymous reporter reported this to Kotaku. I'll read this one off. This is one of the play testers, and he said, I will say that it's pretty rich for WB to act like they had no idea the game was in such a horrible state. It's been like this for months, and the problems we see now were the exact same, unchanged, almost a year ago. So...
It's the publishers money grubbing it up, man. It's what it is.
Were they? I mean, if it was that bad, why? So why release it?
Because they wanted money.
They knew it worked on the consoles.
Because the consoles, so
they wanted money, and they wanted it for the people who are having no issues with Batman Arkham Knight right now. That's why they did it.
Yeah,
to make that money.
They took a chance. They took a chance, and they did the Ubisoft thing. You take a chance with it, and then hope that you can fix it.
I forgot.
And if you can't fix it,
like Unity,
just take it back.
I forgot Ubisoft was the poster child for poorly released PC ports because of these shenanigans from WB.
Mm-hmm.
Made me completely forget that they once released Twitter. Twitter.
Twitter? Wow.
I had no idea.
A lot more.
I had no idea Ubisoft released Twitter. Oh shit, that's a game changer.
Yeah, they released Tetris, and it was broken on release date. They broke Tetris.
Wait,
it's a game about putting
break Tetris.
They published a version of Tetris.
Well, they took it literally. They took it literally. It's a game about putting stuff together. So they figured, here's a broken game, you fix it. Kind of like Minecraft. Minecraft is literally a game about making games. So they just
Minecraft is literally.
They don't even try. They're like, this is all the stuff they gave us to make a game.
Minecraft is not a sandbox game. It is a sandbox. That's what it is. That's why it's so damn popular, though.
Minecraft is not a sandbox game. It's a dev kit.
It's a dev kit.
I guess WB was counting on the old business practices to still work for them, because here's what happened last time. Arkham Origins came out, and it had problems. And they had the audacity to say, well, we're not going to patch Arkham Origins because we're too busy working on DLC. We're too busy working on stuff for your broken game to fix the broken game first.
What?
And I played it on PC. It was pretty buggy. It wasn't quite a mess, but it was not working as well as the previous games. And I played them all on PC. And so now, I think this bit them in the ass, because now that they did pull it, they might have realized that they can't pull off this same shenanigans. Now that we have Steam refunds, so instead of them going, haha, well, you bought it now, it's like everyone's like, no, I'm gonna get my money back because this sucks.
Yep.
And
that's where they dropped the ball. If we're gonna say that they're crooks. But then again, I mean, what can you say in a situation where most of the games they've released have been broken? Injustice for PC.
I mean, PC has
all
always been getting the short end of the stick. PC has always been getting the short end of the stick because that's not where the money is.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. It's all about where the money is. It's all about where they can find the dinero to make more games.
But
which is a good thing. And in the sense of making new games, we have a gentleman who snuck into a game studio and pretended to be an employee.
What?
And found out about an unannounced game and leaked it for us. So, big ups to that guy.
What?
Oh yeah, let's hear about this one. Where'd you get this?
So this comes also from Kotaku.
Good old Kotaku.
I love reading Kotaku. I also love reading IGN. I have a strong love-hate relationship with IGN right now, though. Like, their app is broken, and they're the only news, like the only gaming news place with an app. So it's like, I want to use your app, but every time I use your app, it freezes and then it crashes, and I got to reopen it. I don't know what the hell's going on. So that's my issue with them right now. But anyway, Kotaku has a gentleman who reported that he they had found it on Reddit about a gentleman who snuck into the Digital Extremes Canada location, snuck in and proceeded to enjoy the day as if he was an employee, even going as far as getting lunch.
What?
And I quote,
go ahead.
"No one asked me if I worked there. I just sat in the chairs and moved around every now and then. At 12:01 p.m., very specific time, might add, 12:01, he was on the clock. The lunch lady says, food is ready over the overcom. I join up the line. There's a bunch of plates stacked, and you grab your food buffet style. He says that, and then proceeds to continue on where he says that they're working, that he sits down and starts talking to people at this point. So now we've really crossed the line of no fucks given.
Before we continue, who is this game developer? What'd they make beforehand?
Digital Extremes, Warframe.
Okay.
Yeah, one of my favorite PS4 games right now that I still do awful at.
Okay, so this guy sneaks into the Warframe developed office.
Yeah, he sneaks in, kicks back, eats some food, talks to some people. I guess everybody thought he was the new guy on campus. I don't know if he told them their name, but that's kind of funny. And then finds out about a new game they're working on called Keystone. That is supposed to be a first-person shooter with cards, like Magic the Gathering or something.
What?
And I don't want to say this is jumping on the bandwagon, but I feel like this is jumping on the bandwagon. Everyone's coming up with a card game.
Yeah.
I think what is it? Not is it Hearthstone?
Hearthstone?
Yeah. Hearthstone, Blizzard did that one.
Yeah, but that one's actually really good.
Well, yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Just I think that the MO of most game studios is if Blizzard did it, you have to copy it and hope you get at least half the success they did.
Yeah, it's true.
See, for me, all I'm asking for, and I would ask for it from Konami, but fuck Konami right now because they took away Silent Hills. I want a Yu-Gi-Oh card game for my phone. Like, I want to play Yu-Gi-Oh on the go.
You triggered my trap card!
Oh, God.
That's all I want to do. Like, why is it so hard? Like, if I'm on an airplane, why can't I play Yu-Gi-Oh on my iPad? Why am I prevented from playing Yu-Gi-Oh on my
Licensing.
iPad? It's so ridiculous.
Licensing.
It doesn't make any sense. Konami has the license for Yu-Gi-Oh.
Man.
Stop giving me
That's
that
all it
crap.
is.
You guys have a shitty online Yu-Gi-Oh game that nobody plays anymore. All right, maybe a lot of people still play it. I don't play it because I don't want to use my laptop on the airplane. I like using my iPad. But nonetheless, hey, just give me a mobile Yu-Gi-Oh game. Pokemon has a mobile trading card game. Nobody even understands the Pokemon trading card game rules.
Wait.
Not a single person on the planet cares about the rules.
There's a game.
Yeah, there's a Pokemon trading card game.
The Pokemon cards. There's a game involved?
Dude, that's always been a game. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's always been a game.
It's always been a TCG.
It was like
You're blowing my mind right now.
It's always been a TCG.
It was a black Game Boy Color cartridge with the Staryu on it. I used to have the game.
Yeah, and it was based on the cards that we all collected.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And they had like all that stuff on the card.
It was a more low-tech Magic the Gathering. It was more low-tech Magic the Gathering.
It was
put it in perspective.
It was a complete clusterfuck. I give props to anyone who understands how to play that game. Because
I do.
Whenever I sit down and try to play a Pokemon card game, I'm just like, this is beyond any fifth grade.
It's kind of like Magic the Gathering. There's like mana and like energy you have to put down first to use.
It's
and
like
coins. And
it's like Magic, just a really dumb version with a lot more interesting looking characters.
Well, nah.
I'm gonna take that back because I read an article on
man.
some Magic the Gathering cards that made me kind of go. I actually do play Magic every now and then on my iPad too. Which is crazy because I I just want Yu-Gi-Oh on iPad.
I love Pokemon. I love
That's all I'm
Pokemans
asking
and all.
for.
I love my Pokemans and all, but Magic the Gathering has way better characters.
So what did we find out about the card game the Warframe guys are working on?
Well, apparently that's all the information.
First person card. Oh,
yeah,
you mean
it's
like,
supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be in development for PS4 and Xbox One. Yeah, I mean, he even left and told people said that they'll see him tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, buddy.
Like, in all honesty, so me being this person, I would have showed up for work the next day. I would not have posted this online. I would have just kept showing up until they fired me. Because clearly...
Hold on, no. You wouldn't keep showing up until they fire you. You'd keep showing up until they start paying you. You go 2 weeks in, then you approach the office administrator and be like, hey... I've been here 2 weeks and I haven't received a paycheck yet. What's going on?
Yeah, you just make
what
it
happened?
work for
Sorry
you.
about that.
I don't know what happened to any of my I don't know where my paperwork. What's going on? I had the interview. By that point, I'm pretty sure I already met whoever I was supposed to have the interview with. So I had the interview with Jim Bob over there, and he hired me. And everything was supposed to be good to go. I did my background check. I don't know what you guys did with my paperwork, but I've been here. Look at the camera.
I've been here.
I've been checking in.
Just doing no work.
Somebody told
Just
me
hopping from seat to seat.
Yeah, somebody told me that I'd get my my thumbprint thing going on. It's still not working. Yeah, you know, I don't know.
I guess not working looks the same as working in that situation.
It does, because in that situation, he'd be like, your first 2 weeks, you're probably on like a job shadow. So he's jumping from seat to seat, working with different people, never really doing anything.
Can you imagine that?
Like, that's the approach I would have taken in life. That
is embarrassing. I bet they up the security.
It's extremely embarrassing, especially when their security system has like fingerprint scanners, and somebody just let him walk in. Like, what was the point?
Well, it's kind of that, like, if you're already in the building mentality, like, oh, he's already in the building, he works here.
But he wasn't in the building
It's that mentality.
yet. Like,
oh,
security, the thumbprint is on the outside. Somebody just let him walk in with them.
Is there any like live security there, or is it just a thumbprint?
Yeah, there's no front desk.
Who knows?
Not always, but I know like way back when Halo 3 came out, and if you got the collector's edition, it came with a DVD full of content. I watched that, and Bungie had a full-time security guard out there, and that wouldn't have flied with Bungie.
Yeah,
they didn't have like a person out there.
Yeah,
I'm sure they
have
have
a guy out there standing there turning people away when they like, oh, we just want to check out the studio. No. Oh.
Exactly.
Ain't not ice cream cones.
Yeah, no. Where I work, they have full-time security, but there's a front that like you go in, you swipe in, and you have to swipe to get past the front desk. Like how? That's why there needs to be a person there.
Someone he went in with someone else and say, "Hey, can you get the door for me?" That's it, really.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But the coolest part about it all, in my opinion, is Digital Extreme's response.
So they responded.
They responded about it, and their full response is a recent claim from the internet says someone spent the day with us incognito, and they go on to make a joke. Canadians are known for being welcoming and polite.
It's very true.
So then they follow up with the normal PR stuff. We employ over 200 passionate blah 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 gamers, blah 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 blah. We're glad you wanted to spend the day with us, but please respect our privacy and know that like any business, we completely discourage any unlawful attempts to enter our relay. We love our 10-0, but let's be respectful and law-abiding. Trespassing is never okay.
Did they comment on the game or not?
No.
They probably did.
Damn it!
The only comment they made about anything related to games was, we deliver kick-ass games like Warframe and Sword Coast Legends. Hey, Digital Extremes, Sword Coast Legends, I am not a fan. Warframe, yes. You deliver half kick-ass games according to your resume.
Half kick-ass games.
Why do these game devs got to do that? It's like they can't just admit to announcements when things leak. It's like, no, even though it's totally obvious that a thing has happened, we must announce it on our terms. Something leaks and we're like, no, we haven't announced this yet. Just wait a week until we announce it officially. Like, just move out the announcement, PR guys.
Yeah,
we've exposed you.
If it already leaked, you just say, you know what, you found out. Here you go. Thanks for ruining the surprise.
It's like the Grand Theft Auto thing. Like, it kept getting delayed, and then a couple of users on the forums noticed that it sort of quietly got delayed again, and they asked them about that. And Rockstar's response was, "We haven't announced a delay yet." It's like, well, you've been exposed, so. But they still, the PR guys still want to keep it on their terms.
If it gets leaked, just say it, and then make your formal announcement later.
Exactly. And I don't know if they know this, but war has changed.
War has changed.
War has changed.
No. No. War is not supposed to change. It never changes.
War never changes.
This is a bust. It's like a calm, serene war. War never changes. And all of a sudden, boom, it just kicks to it. War has changed.
So wait, do we have another news thing going
so the
on?
next big news thing for me, man, I'm extremely excited but also extremely disappointed at the same time. Evo 2015.
Oh yes.
July 17th through July 19th. I unfortunately already have a prior event that I have to work for. But I would love to have been there for said event. Especially since I'll be on that side of the country anyway. It would be freaking great. Right I want to be right down the road. This would have been fucking awesome. But alas, I have to return and do work and do big boy work. So
do big boy work. I got to be an adult.
But I'm super excited because I mean, Namco or Bandai Namco as they go by now.
Is it Namco Bandai or Bandai Namco?
It's Bandai
right
Namco.
Okay.
Band-Aid Namco.
Band-Aid
That's
Namco.
how I remember. just recently announced that they have a special Tekken 7 related announcement on July 7th, which, I mean, July is the 7th month of the year. On the 7th day, Tekken 7, Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Careful saying that. Someone might
someone might take that way too far.
Tekken 7.
Yes, but being the biggest fanboy of Tekken that I personally know, dude.
All you. I stay away from fighting games, man.
They just. I mean, it's Tekken. What else? What else needs to be said besides it's Tekken? I fucking love Tekken. Tekken is the fighting game of fighting games, in my opinion. And I play pretty much every. I play Guilty Gear. I play Blaze Blue. I play. I don't play.
Oh, is that what that was that came out this week?
I don't play Street Fighter.
I saw the listing for Blaze Blue come out this week. The release on PS4 and Xbox One. I was surprised.
Yeah, I was surprised too. We'll see how many units.
I didn't know what it was. Yeah. I was like, oh,
Blaze Blue is a super awesome fighting game. It's a 2D fighter. It's very, very tactical in a sense where like it's not similar to Street Fighter in any way, shape, or form.
I think I have seen this before.
But it's a great game. It's really hard too. It's not like an easy fighter to jump into, so I wouldn't recommend it for people who are just trying to
fighters, except unless it's at a party. Yeah, and it's not Smash Brothers.
I play, yeah, if it's not Smash Brothers, I play fighting games. Another awesome fighting game came out this week that is gonna be just mind blowing for people who like anime. J-Star's Victory.
Oh man.
Oh god.
Oh,
the reviews though.
I haven't read any reviews.
They're middling.
For J-Stars?
Yeah.
Really?
Because I guess the complaint I'm getting to, the general consensus is it's real exciting to have all these J-Stars in it. Well,
J-Stars.
Well, it's called J-Star Victory.
You did
J-Stars.
I said the thing in the title.
For those who don't know, real fast,
I said
just a quick catch-up. J-Stars is in reference to the Shonen Jump characters. So any character you've ever seen with the Shonen Jump logo. So Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, I believe Yu Yu Hakusho, Rurouni Kenshin. Those are all inside
Bleach,
of
One Piece. Yeah,
Bleach.
There's a lot I didn't recognize, but then I saw in the corner, I was like, oh, look, it's Bo.
Oh, yes. God, no.
Yes.
No.
No.
Those hair whips? No.
Yes.
No.
But yeah, so people saying
Lucky
it's really
Man
exciting.
is in it too.
It's nice to have these characters, but people are saying it's got kind of shallow gameplay. Like, you can play as all these different characters, but none of them really have anything unique about all of them.
It's hard to balance all the different powers from the fighting styles from all the universes, which makes the game shallow because you gotta
keep it balanced.
Because you're trying to fight a dude who, like, let's say Luffy and Naruto, like, you know, Luffy fucking is a rubber dude.
You'll find a way, otherwise Goku
blunt
would just
damage
kill them
doesn't
all.
hurt him. How do you fight someone that blunt damage doesn't hurt? You fight him with a blade. But then how do you make a blade not OP in a game where people fight fist to face, hand to hand? Which then how do you, like, you know, it's just, how do you fight someone who summons
somebody who turns on fire?
Exactly.
Like, that's literally what happens.
How do you fight someone who can summon giant creatures? How do you fight someone who can summon a giant frog with a sword and a pipe?
How do you beat somebody who already died?
Exactly. It's these things where it's like it's hard to balance all the different
entire
powers.
storyline for Yu Yu Hakusho and Bleach.
Oh god,
people fighting people who already died.
You know, they only hurt their spirit.
It's not right.
And Yu Yu Hakusho is like weird, man.
Oh man, and on the topic of people who already died, this came up as I was scrolling through the interwebs, as I always do, and they were showing like the most horrifying Magic the Gathering card descriptions or flavor. Whatever.
Oh, the flavor text?
There you go.
Some of them get crazy.
So I was scrolling through them. They had the top 12 list. So of course I sat there and read them all. And I don't remember any of them except for one. And I only remember it because it stuck out to me, not just for Magic, but for everything that I've ever played. We are some fucked up people.
Yes.
How in the hell do we revive people who died? That is not fair. All right? That is not fair. Like, that card text. Let me see if I can find the card text real quick.
So is this the kind of logic in which, spoilers, Eris dies in Final Fantasy VII, and you look and you go, Phoenix down, right here. No, all right.
No,
okay.
it's even worse than that. And I'm going to read the card text to you, so this way you have an idea.
Let's hear this card text.
How awful it makes it sound. Like, I thought about playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And using Monster Reborn.
No, wait, which card was this?
I'm going to pull it up right now, the name of the card.
No, well, what game?
So this is a top 12 list of creepiest card descriptions for Magic the Gathering.
Okay, Magic.
Right? Now, number 8 is the only one that stuck out to me without like any second thought. Like, this has just been stuck in my head all day. The card name is Yomiji, who bars the way, and the card text, or flavor text as they call them in Magic, because that's perfectly logical. Whatever. As I died, I rejoiced. I would see my family again, but then I woke up, back on the battlefield, back in Kamigawa, back in hell. I'll give you some background context. The card that we just described is the type of card that revives a character from the graveyard after it dies in battle. So like Monster Reborn, Phoenix Down, like any medication in 90% of the games, like a respawn in Call of Duty. That is terrible when you think of it that way. He just finished fighting this war. He's probably excited that he's dead, never has to do this again, and then we put him back on the battlefield. We are some cruel creatures. Terrible human beings. My lord. There's something wrong with us.
Yeah. Well, Call of Duty explains it away. Like, it's a different person.
It's a different
person. It's like Borderlands.
It's a different...
It's
we
your
have
clone.
An endless amount of soldiers that we just send to battle.
It's your clone. That's what it is. It's your clone. That's what it is. Borderlands explains it perfectly. It's a new you station. It is your clone.
It is a new you.
It is a clone. You have died. Like Super Vega 35.
Why does the new
now
me,
it's Super Vega 36.
Why does the new me suck just as much as the old one did? Did he learn?
Because you need to level up, man.
Like
you need to grind.
Every time I die in the same part in a game, like I was playing Bloodborne recently.
Oh God, Bloodborne.
Let me explain to you something, okay?
Go ahead.
I'm playing Bloodborne, alright? I have no idea what I'm doing in this game. Because there are no context clues of any sort. Like, the game starts you off, it starts to tell you a story, you wake up on a table, and then the story's gone. Like, there's nothing.
Yep.
You just walk down the corridor, because it's the only option you got, you just keep walking, and then there's a giant dog there. And it kills you. What was I supposed to do? Like, I have no weapons. I don't even know how to use the game. Like, I don't know how to play or do anything yet. All I know how to do is walk forward, because that's pretty standard in video games. And the giant dog kills me. I wake up in this graveyard thing. There's clues all over the place on how to play the game. Great. Now I know what the control scheme is. I'm going to go back and face the dog with this new weapon that I just picked. Awesome. Kill the dog. Walk out the gate. Now I really fucked up, because now I open up this castle gate, and there's an entire town for me to check out.
Yep.
Like, look through with no direction.
Yep.
It's like going on vacation and forgetting all of your plans. Like you're in a place that you don't recognize, doing
everything that wants to kill you.
Everything wants to kill me. I don't know why everything wants to kill me. In fact, there was one point where I walked up to something and I thought it was helpful. Like, I thought it was like a friend. And it wasn't. Like, it attacked me. He fought back. All I did was walk up to him. That game has fucked me up.
It's evil.
Anyway, the point I was getting to was there's a specific area where like there's a bunch of people crowded around a fire, and you walk up and you gotta kill all of them, right? And I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna kill all these guys. It's just a few of them around this fire. It wasn't a few of them around the fire. It was like 1 million of them around the fire. So it took me like 4 days to figure out how to kill all of them. After I did that, I still had no idea where to go next. I just spent 4 days killing these people. I drew out tactical maps on how to kill these people. Man. Okay, for 4 days, and then it told me nothing on what to do next. So I turned the corner and I died. And I had to do it all over.
Game does not hold your hands, man.
You expect not to die.
It does not hold your hands.
I'm done with this game.
Come on, man. Remember Dark Souls? Like, it does not hold your hands at all.
Not only does it not hold your hand, it does the opposite. It actually shoves you out, just like, here, go.
It's like
you're a new hatchling and get kicked out of the nest, Sparta style.
It's terrible.
Is it bad that I'm one of the filthy casuals who'd play it if they did make an easier mode? Yeah, it's probably bad, but I would play it if it was easier.
I bought it because they told me it was easier than Dark Souls. Like, I didn't play Dark Souls 1 or 2. Because I started playing Dark Souls 1, I was like, the control scheme is too clunky, I'm not doing this, because I like Devil May Cry.
It is
way too slow. Then I played Dark Souls 2, and I was like, this could probably work, but I still hate it. And then Bloodborne, I was like, this is going to be great. They said it's like Devil May Cry, it plays fast, I can do this. No.
No, it's more like
It
Ninja
does. It's not
Gaiden.
as
You
hack and slash.
Everyone lied.
But it's like twice as easy as Dark Souls is.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
super easy compared to Dark Souls.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I never played.
Like that's how bad Dark Souls is, because like so like in Bloodborne you get a lot of health vials. In Dark Souls you get like 2. In Bloodborne you can carry 20. That's the scaling right there of how like difficulty goes.
Huh. And I'm glad you brought up Ninja Gaiden. Because it is nothing like Ninja Gaiden.
nothing.
Ninja Gaiden tells me where to go.
Yes, but it's.
Ninja Gaiden points me in the direction I need to go. Ninja Gaiden
I'm
is
referring
a
to
hallway.
the fighting. I'm referring to the fighting difficulty.
Ninja Gaiden is a hallway with hard people to fight. Bloodborne is a pool with hard people to fight. Bloodborne is Mall of America. And I have no money.
God.
Bloodborne is Mall of America and I'm trying to get a job.
Oh jeez. No, that's just bad.
With no resume.
That's just bad.
No prior work history, and I'm a high school dropout.
Oh god.
That's
Nope.
what Bloodborne
Nope.
is.
Nope. Just no.
Is it much asked for games to have adjustable difficulty? Like, oh, it's not as the developer intended, but
I don't care.
is
Give
it
me
though? I
give me
mean,
difficulty.
Halo has a bunch of difficulties, and the biggest fans will always tell you, Legendary is the way it's meant to be played, or Heroic's the way it's meant to be played. But it still has a normal and easy mode.
Yep.
And it's fun to play it in Legendary, but yes, it's very difficult. It's quite a chore, and you gotta get your friends to help you out with this. And it's nice for them to offer these. I always like that,
Difficulty
sometimes they
sliders,
say, oh yeah, there's only one difficulty. Unless it's a game where it's as difficult as you make it. Like, it works in games like Assassin's Creed. In Assassin's Creed, the game is as hard as you make that game, because you can always go back and do things to get your character better, and then challenges will be easier.
Right.
But in games like these, where I guess you don't have that option,
I feel like Bloodborne is like Assassin's Creed, where they don't have to give you the option to make it easier. Like, the changing difficulties wouldn't do anything.
Can you make
the problem I'm having now is not the difficulty, because once you start learning how to play the game and you start learning how characters move and stuff, it all becomes easy.
Yeah, it becomes easier.
It's the lack of direction. Like, I have no idea where I'm going, or what to do, or why I'm going there. Like, all I did was put a game in my console and die. That's all that's happened so far. And no one's told me why what I'm doing.
The Bloodborne story is trippy as hell, I'm just gonna say, when you get farther.
When I figure out where the story begins, apparently, because all they did was drop me on a table. That shit trippy as hell.
It's trippy. It's trippy. Like, yeah, it's definitely trippy.
So, that's crazy. I mean, it's almost as trippy as Microsoft's performance in Japan.
Jesus
you're
Christ,
just
man.
enjoying that.
Really? Like,
That was the worst link ever. You just
It was
wanted-
like,
it was
what?
an easy segue. What more do you guys want from me?
it's always done terrible in Japan.
None of this
though.
stuff is written.
Xbox
Hey,
and
you
Microsoft
wanna-
have always done terrible in
I
Japan.
did a terrible job writing notes. I wrote it in my handwriting, and I can't read my handwriting.
Xbox. I almost regret having an Xbox now, because there's a new Xbox coming out, and I want it. I want it so bad.
Yes, there's the blue one.
The blue one. Okay, now
Best Buy
this
blue.
is not just any ordinary Xbox that they painted blue. This is not the Sunset Overdrive Xbox that was white, nor is it the Master Chief Xbox, which was white, which was actually just leftover unsold copies of the Sunset Overdrive one that they had to repackage with Halo instead.
Oh, wow.
I
like
jest,
their
but I
refurbished-
really liked Sunset Overdrive, but that game's
But
hype
it should have
died
been
out.
a PlayStation game. I mean, come on, let's be honest.
That hyped on that. No, it's too colorful for PlayStation 4.
What? What?
Have you seen how colorful the games are versus how not colorful the games coming out in the last few weeks have been? It's been just vomiting color over here. I'm getting off track.
Drive Club PlayStation Plus edition just came out, and that is a very colorful game, I'll have you know. And wait a minute, what do you mean they're not colorful enough? We have J-Stars. It doesn't get any more colorful than a fucking game based on manga. There's more color in that game than there is in the entire history of anime and of manga.
I don't know about that now.
Manga, not anime.
I don't know
Of
about
manga.
that, but I see what you mean.
I hated buying manga. Every time I bought a manga book, it was like, oh my god, so much color! I can't wait to read this. And then you open it, it's like black and white, black and white.
That's because
Black
the
and
color
white.
pages were
Black and
special.
white.
Okay, well, for the record, I was just
Why is
referring
this book
to...
$30? None of this is
Because
incorrect.
it's like 19 chapters. It's so
I'm
much
just
story.
referring to like the last half year of releases. And no, I won't cite anything. I'm gonna get back on
I was
point.
gonna say what?
Because screw defending my points when I know I've clearly fucked up.
We just got Final Fantasy X remake. What are you talking about? It's the most colorful RPG of the decade before 2010.
What we need, Forza Motorsport 6 is this blue edition Xbox. But it's not just any blue edition. This one,
God.
have you heard? So, when you press the on button, it makes vrooming noises. Like a car.
Yeah.
It's painted like the new Ford GT coming out that they dropped on stage at E3. And the controller, did you know they actually customized the controller too?
I did not know that.
No, the controller has the input jack now for headphones, which is what they should have been doing anyway. But it's also got rubberized diamond grips. The same as like you'd have on the wheel of a car.
I mean,
God! I want it!
how much is
It's
it
got
going
a
to be?
terabyte of storage!
Yeah, that's the only reason. It's the terabyte. It's really the only reason.
That's the only. I mean, it's a justifiable reason to buy it.
Yeah.
I was
Well,
very
they
upset
already
with Sony when they.
They already
announced-
released a terabyte, but like that'd be the only reason why I would buy
Yeah.
any of those like special Xboxes. It's for the terabytes.
I want my
I
Xbox
can
to
care
go
less about
through
the
when I
special
turn it
terabytes
on.
because for me, I will customize it and graffiti all over that thing anyway. So I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what it sounds like. I'd rather pay $100 less for it not to say vroom vroom. You know, like I don't really care about that. Give me the terabyte hard drive. Give me a standard black Xbox.
Can I get 2 terabytes?
We got Tokiden. Tokiden has more color than
Bigger.
every.
Like enough. We get it. You're a PS. You're
I'm
on
just
Sony's cock. We
And
get
I'm
it.
on Xboxes.
We get it.
Cock as
You're
well.
on
I was,
We
Sony's
have
I
cock.
was
to
very,
fight.
I was very, very excited when they announced the Forza Xbox bundle. Like that was a very exciting moment for me because I like racing games and I like Forza and I would love to play Forza. It's one of the only reasons I would buy an Xbox right now. But I know that I'm not gonna play Forza. Like I'm gonna open Forza. I'm gonna put it in the Xbox. I'm gonna say Xbox, play Forza. Because I'm going to buy a Kinect. You got to go balls deep if you do this shit. There's no joke. So I'm going to play, and I'm going to say, Xbox, play Forza. Forza's going to come on, and then I'm going to go right into trying to customize cars, and then I'm going to realize that I actually have to play the entire game to unlock the cool customizations and the cool cars, and then I'm just going to flip shit and throw my
No,
Xbox
you're just
out.
gonna play for an hour and then give up. Just like you hoard every other game, you're gonna hoard that.
Yep. No, I'm not even going to hoard it. I'm probably just going to get rid of it.
No, you can
This
play
is
in the
gone.
car in like practice mode for most of them, so you can test drive whatever car you want.
But can I customize everything? Because that's all.
No, only when you own it, so yeah.
Yeah, nope. Need for Speed, here I come.
Here I come.
Actually, there's another game. You were talking about Namco Bandai earlier, and it actually just reminded me of
Bandai.
Namco.
Yeah.
Band-Aid.
Band-Aid, Namco. Bamco.
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 Yeah.
Bamco works.
And this reminded me of another racing game that I just recently purchased. I tried Project Cars for the first time on PC. It reminded me that, sometimes you gotta do a couple of things to get the PC version running, but I got it going, and once I started enjoying
PC
it...
mustard race. PC mustard race.
PC Mustard Race.
What is doing a couple of things in
Hey, you might have to change
That's
the configuration settings. change the location.
This one was weird, actually.
I'd be very skeptical
This
for a
is,
moment.
I have an Xbox One controller
Gotta blow
plugged
into
into
the
my...
PC. Come on, baby.
You gotta open the CD tray, blow into it like an old N64 cartridge, smack it in.
I have an
Just
Xbox One controller plugged
Lay it
in.
down sideways.
give it some loving, give it an oil massage, deep tissue, open it up, grab an air compressor, just blow it right out.
Such a terrible visual. I'm just imagining a PC with arms going, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was trying to make it work, and I played a race, and practice was good. My car would start driving, and then I would do anything silly, like turning left or braking, and suddenly it would just start dropping frames. It's like, what's going on? It looks fine. Can my computer not handle this? Do I have to set everything to low mode? Actually, I had to turn off force feedback on my controller. Then the game ran fine.
The vibration?
Even on like high, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's weird.
It's messing specifically with Xbox One controllers. Different issues depending on it. It supports a ton of steering wheels, so if you really like the simulation racing games, that's good for it because it's got that. But then again, once I got it running, it was very enjoyable. And like Forza, this one lets you customize just how difficult you want it to the finest details. Do you want brake assistance? How real do you want the steering to be? Do you want it to help you? Do you want to worry about gas or not? In this one, actually, Project Cars takes it to an extreme degree. And it's good because you can play all the most of the cars off the bat as well, too. You have free practice for all of them. You can fine-tune them to insane details. What's weird is this. So this game's only been out for 2 months. And they just announced there's going to be a Project Cars 2, and they're going to kickstart it again.
Huh. It's only been 2 months. How long is development for this game?
A really long time, actually. I believe. I don't.
I
have
believe
the
they
facts
started.
on me,
I believe they started development 4 years ago.
It's about 4 years.
Okay, then that works.
But
no, it doesn't.
if they're not
The
gonna,
game's been out for 2 months. Can I get a time to play before you ask me for more money?
You've had 2 months. What do you mean?
You're asking me for more money already?
I'll
had 2
welcome
months.
tons of. I love racing games, and I'll welcome more racing games. But what?
And then you're asking me to kickstart it? What'd you do with the money I just gave you?
We spent it on that game.
Plus, they haven't.
No, because they
fulfilled.
kickstarted the first game. They kickstarted it and then still sold it as a retail game.
Well, I mean, no. I mean,
the people who backed it didn't get a copy of the game?
Got copies.
Yeah, they got
Yeah, they all get copies of the game, so they still
that's
have
how
to sell
always
it.
works.
But why are they kickstarting the sequel if they just made money on the game?
Because it's not enough.
I guess it's
They
not
want to go
enough.
bigger.
Like, you paid for the game to be made. I bought the game from them. How much more money do they need? Like, everything that was purchased from the game after you supported it is mostly profit at this point.
That's not
There's
even
not
my-
really much expense to
That's
go.
not even my complaint. My complaint is it's too soon. Make more content for Project Cars. Add more tracks. You don't have to make a 2 yet.
No. The Project Cars developers are from the PlayStation 2 era. You can't just add DLC to
You
it.
can't
just add DLC.
You
You
have
gotta
to make
make a
it.
new
You have to
game.
make a new game. Okay.
Yeah.
No DLC.
You literally just copy and paste the old game with more tracks and more cars.
Exactly.
That's what you do it.
That's what Need for Speed Underground 2 was, and that's what we wanted.
But Free Roam was awesome.
Yeah.
Free Roam was awesome.
Everything about Need for Speed from PS2 era was awesome,
Yeah.
except for except for Need for Speed Carbon. No, Need for Speed Undercover.
Yes.
Need for Speed Undercover for PS2
Yes.
was a complete cash grab because that one looked like crap compared to everything that was on the
I
planet.
played it on PC. It looks like crap.
Because they made it for PS3 and for Xbox 360. So Undercover looked like crap on all the consoles prior to PS3 and 360. But with that exception, all the Need for Speed games from
Most
PS2
Wanted was definitely one of my favorites.
Most Wanted.
Underground 1 and Most Wanted.
My
Definitely
favorites were Carbon and Undercover. Because they were really good at completing the story for like the whole series.
My favorites were Most Wanted, the original, and Burnout Paradise because screw your list.
Well,
Screw your Need for Speed
Sir,
list.
Burnout
That's what EA
Revenge,
said to
Burnout
Burnout.
Takedown, like, oh.
Paradise.
No. Burnout Revenge and
Paradise.
Takedown.
Burnout Paradise was weird for me.
Paradise was cool.
It
but
did
it's
get repetitive
not PS2.
because
Not
eventually it eventually came down to the same 9 races every time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Burnout
That was a
Burnout
cool
Takedown
idea.
was the best one I think.
Takedown was the shit.
Takedown was dope.
We clearly like racing games.
We do. Racing games and fighting games are awesome. And anything that lets me play by myself, which is another topic. So we've only got like 5 minutes left, but I'm gonna bring.
How do you
this topic.
only like to play by yourself and then not like those freaking RPGs where you sink in like 400 hours?
No. I do like RPGs where I sink in 400 hours. I don't like Western RPGs where I sink in 400 hours. Because here's the significant difference between a Western RPG and a JRPG. A JRPG gives me a story. A Western RPG says, you go live life. Like, no, I didn't buy this game from you so that I can make the fucking decisions. I bought this game from
What?
you so I can get an opportunity.
Wait.
Understand where I'm coming. You understand where I'm coming from right now.
Hold on.
I didn't buy this game so that I could make the game interesting. I bought this game so that I can get a peek into your fucking creative mind. So don't get lazy on me and tell me to make up the story.
It's not lazy.
Right?
It's just they give you so many options.
Don't get lazy and tell me to make
Western
up the story.
RPGs give you options.
I don't want to hear that shit. The option is Skyrim.
It's two different.
No. It's not about
two
options.
different types of
it's
games.
not about
though.
options because Yakuza gives you options. Shenmue gave you options. Tales gives you options. Final Fantasy might give you options depending on which one you're playing. It's about the fact that Skyrim, for example. Okay, I know that's one of your favorite games, but I hate the game
For the content, not the story.
For anything related to the story, I need to go find the book. And it shouldn't be that way. That's not what I'm playing the entertainment for. Like, I completely respect that you want to play the game.
What do you mean? You need to go find the book.
Most of the lore for Skyrim is related to books inside the game.
Because they recap what has happened already in the previous games. You can't put in voice. Can you imagine how much voice acting work and time would have to be sunk into the game to recap what's happened in the last 5 games?
I'm either going to look like an ass right now or I'm going to be 100% right. But doesn't Witcher 3 have voice acting?
Yeah, but not for every... Yeah, Skyrim has voice acting too.
Yeah,
but what you're forgetting to mention is Witcher 3 has 3 games total. Skyrim has 5. And you're talking about adding lore voice acted for 5 massive games?
Yeah, just read the codex like you do in Mass Effect. You know, it's just like, hey, here's the stuff that happened if you want to read it. I can take what happened in most of these.
And all the lore you need to know is told to you anyway.
But it's cool. Like if you're recapping stuff, it's awesome. Like recap. Let me do all the work myself. But like I want the story to captivate me, and that's what really draws me into.
I can feel you on that one. The Skyrim story wasn't really that captivating.
And like none of the Western RPGs are captivating. The Western RPGs are always like, here's the story.
I can't do that.
Here's the story. But look at all the other fun shit you can do.
Nah.
Like
Fallout has an amazing story.
I appreciate that. But JRPGs, as soon as I jump in, they're like, check this out. You're this guy from this town. This is what's going on. This is why. Good luck.
I think the focus...
But I think it's 2 different audiences, too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
The focus is... Well, besides them being very different game styles, I think the focus really comes down to, with that play style, is all based on the main quest. With Western RPGs...
It's personalizing your own story.
It's not even that. It's, here's the main quest with plenty of content you can choose to do. Whereas the bulk of... That is the bulk of the content. The bulk of JRPG content is having a really big, long main quest, and here are some other things to do.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
It really comes down to that. The JRPGs are long because they have a big story to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Western RPGs are
as long as you make them.
As long as you make them, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But it has
Which
a ton of stories to tell. You just pick the one you find interesting. Which is none of them in Skyrim.
Look, I'm not defending... I am not defending the story in Skyrim whatsoever, except I did love being a Dragonborn, because I always loved dragons.
That was cool.
The fact that I could absorb the dragon's soul and then use his power was cool.
Yeah,
fight people by shouting at them.
But Drakengard had an incredible dragon story too, and I had much more fun with that game.
You know what didn't have a good dragon story?
Fallout.
Crimson Dragon.
Oh.
See, my thing though.
No, it was actually dragon. I wasn't
Crimson
going
Dragon.
that way.
Like,
I thought you were gonna go with like a complete.
Crimson Dragon is what happens when you take a great game like Panzer Dragoon and go, yeah,
let's capitalize on that success quickly.
It was the same creative team, but they said, nah, let's make it a free to play model instead.
Yep.
Ruined it.
Yeah. No, see, for me, it's definitely like a JRPG. I play once. A game like Skyrim or Fallout, I put 6,000 hours in. So, you know, and it all comes down to different audiences, different play styles.
Yeah, I agree. But like I said, for me, the biggest draw for me for playing when I'm playing a video game is really like, does it take me out of my world? You know, like I'm not fully blown away by things like The Witcher or things like Elder Scrolls, because the biggest draw for those games is, look at this open world that exists. Like, look at what we made and look at all the freedom you have in it. That's cool. But for me, like, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I get the opportunity to travel pretty often. Like I get to I experience places outside of like the immediate state that I live in. So
that's not difficult. It's
it's like half an hour across.
It's Rhode Island. It's not that hard.
Half an hour across.
But in the sense of like, if like for you, part of playing Elder Scrolls is, oh my god, I can go explore this forest. You know what I mean? Like, this is, who knows what I'm gonna run into here. For me, it was like, well, I was just hiking in Mount Washington like a week ago. Like, your green leaves, not that pretty.
For me, it's not even like, oh, this forest, what's in here? For me, it's just kind of like playing my own fantasy, my own narrative, as opposed to seeing like, oh, I can explore this cool open world forest, plains, mountains. It's more like I want to be a spellcaster wizard that I can summon a fire lady who can kill a dragon. That's the draw for me. Or I can play a sneaky lone wolf. Like right now, mods have brought new life into Skyrim for me, and I've been playing it. I play a sneaky lone wolf assassin who uses longbows, who kills an all-in-one shot if I hold the bow for 4 seconds. Like that's the draw for me. Playing different characters, role playing. That's the thing. If you love to role play, you love Western RPGs. If you love to just immerse yourself and not have to think and just kind of just let yourself go, then you go for JRPGs because everything is there for you. With a Western RPG, it's more role play. It's like, I want to play a lone wolf, assassin, thief, pickpocket who just kills everyone I see and I don't care what happens. That's the difference between the two.
And Stavel did not pass his psych test just now.
I didn't.
It's complete.
Dude, I've made 3.
I want to murder everyone.
I've made
Is that too much to ask?
I've made 3 different fucking psychologists quit their jobs. Do you understand this? I am insane, which is why I love Skyrim.
I want to kill everything and summon a dragon while I do it.
In Fallout 4, I already know what characters I'm making. I'm making a lone wolf sniper assassin and a power armor wielding Gatling gun carrying badass.
You know what I want? You wanna know what I want?
What?
I want a button.
A button?
On my Xbox. That goes vroom.
God damn you, son of a bitch.
That's what I want.
No.
Yeah, I think we're out of time.
So, listeners, feel free to let us know what you want in the comment section.
God.
So, Vega, we like hearing about you and everything Sony related. Where can we hear about more from you?
You won't get a lot of Sony related stuff from me, but you will get a lot of random stuff. So if you're interested in learning about a gentleman who likes to go to the buffet by himself, eat and comment to no one about the people who strangely walk in at 12 o'clock in the afternoon to have lunch at the buffet, definitely follow me at It's Super Vega. Bro, I went to the buffet today.
How does the fattest one in the group not go to the buffet by himself? Yo, the skinniest one does.
I go to the buffet by myself at least once a week. I'm going to be 100% honest.
Like, seriously, right now?
There's a buffet right down the road. I have made friends with them. They already know. Like, I walk in, they grab my root beer, they know what's up. Like, they know what's good.
Thinking you get a regular. It's like regular, sir? Yeah, regular root beer? Okay.
Which brings me to a quick point I want to just address. Like, this is the question I have for everybody who's listening, if there's anyone listening. So before we continue on with the closeout, just like, when is the appropriate time to stop replying bye to to a senior citizen who keeps replying bye? Like, you've ever had that situation? Like, you're like, all right, have a great day. And they're like, bye-bye. And you're like, bye. And they're like, bye-bye. You're like,
no.
Bye.
Have a great day. Bye. Walk out the door. It's what you do.
Yeah, you do that with a normal age person, but with like a senior citizen.
No, you do it with a senior citizen
too. You don't want it to come across the wrong way. Like, that's how I look at it. But
we both said our
Austin
goodbyes.
Bell's a jerk, so he just leaves it at that.
Look, man, if you said bye to me and then I say bye to you and you say bye again, I'm like, bye, and walk out the door.
Where did
like, at the most, I say it twice. That's it. I'm not just gonna stay in the perpetual infinite loop of bye.
That's usually what happens.
What am I stuck in a wormhole?
That's what happens to me. That's what happens with old people to me. Like, they just keep saying bye. And like, one of us wants the last word, and I'm gonna get it.
Give him the last word. He's lived long enough. He's gonna die in 2 days. Give him the last word. Let him feel accomplished.
He's had plenty of last words. That's why it goes to me.
You will have plenty as well. Let him have this one.
Ellie seems to have a pretty good grip on this. If people want to know more about what to say to old people when they're leaving, how do we get in contact with you?
El just made a Twitter,
I just made a Twitter. So I don't know how to twat. I just made a Twitter. It is L_sumo, but the O is a 0 because they took El Sumo. Fucking bastards.
All right. And
shout out to El Sumo on Twitter.
Right? I'm coming for you, cuz.
And if you want to hear more outrageous claims from me, like how Xbox One clearly has more colors than the PS4.
It do have more colors. PS4 is only black. Xbox One is white and blue and black. Come on now.
We got more colors.
We got more colors.
You have more colors.
We have more colors. Boom. Headshot.
You have more colors. Because we've only got the white one, the special collector's anniversary edition, all the random ones. We have a frozen PS4. Drop the mic.
If you want to hear more outrageous claims and lies from me, which, trust me, I'm full of them, you can find me on Twitter, hey_it's_CHET. You can search for that on Google if you feel like it. Or find my WordPress, in which I write about whatever I feel like, gaming related. Hey, it's Chet on WordPress. And I think that's it. All right.
Are we
Super
all
Friends out.
Super Friends out.
Friends.
Away!
Away!
Hi ho, Silver! Away!